Howdy, it is I, Junk, back again. Not that soon. Sorry, life and circumstances have taken over. Um, and let me just start here. I've tried to record this so many times, and I've gotten so angry, unproductively angry. I'll try to keep my anger productive. I've got two games to show you, and I think one of them is one of my all-time favorites. I managed to do something that I don't know if I've ever done before. It's a pretty rare thing, which we'll talk about more after we get into the really big elephant in the room, which is obviously the upcoming changes. The post by our community manager, Shredder Blitz, on Reddit. No one likes it. It's all bad. It's greedy. They're lying to you. Let's go to Reddit and talk about it. Okay, we're here on the War Robots Reddit, and this is the post. Let me boil this down for you. It says that you're no longer going to be able to update your pilots with gold or platinum for Titan pilots, and there will be a new currency called Memorium. You will acquire Memorium through tasks and offers. There's then an explanation as to why they're doing this, and the explanation is that they want gold to go back to being what it was originally, a currency to speed things up, so you don't have to wait. So to do that, they want to remove gold as a currency for other things. They're going to remove it from offers for power cells and boosters. I'm not sure if they mean you can't activate your active mods in a game with gold anymore. I'm not exactly sure about that part. It's like so many things about Pixonic, it's ambiguous. And then they're going to rebalance the gold you earn against its original purpose of speeding things up. That's a lie. Here's why. Okay, if you want gold not to be the currency you use to level pilots, why not use one of the other several currencies that already exist? Like silver or platinum or power cells or keys or components or microchips or even the Mark III tokens, which obviously would make pilots expensive, but trust me, they're going to be expensive anyway. So their purpose and their actions are not connected, and that is a key indicator of a lie. When someone tells you the reason they're doing something is to advance a goal that is not necessarily advanced by the action, that suggests that they're making something up. What they're doing here, most likely, is what they did to us with the drones. It's the drones all over again. They're going to introduce a new currency that they're going to offer you in very small amounts, and it's going to be very expensive to buy. Before, you could run a drone and have it be pretty effective without spending tons of money, even if you had to get new microchips, because you could just put any microchips in and get the drone's base effect. Now, because you have to level them, have you noticed what the cost of drone microchips are? Right now, if you wanted to go get 1,000 microchips to max a drone from nothing, it would cost you $120, and you wouldn't even have the Mark III token. That would take you to 11 out of 12. $120, and that price has stayed fairly consistent. It's going to cost somewhere between $100 and $120 to outright max a drone. Or you can watch, 4 or 5 videos every day to get 5 drone microchips, which means in 200 days, as free to play, in 200 days, you can take a drone to level 11, but still not max it because you need the Dorito token? What do you think the cost of this new currency, Memorium, is going to be? You think it's going to be cheaper than that? You think pilots are less important than drones? Memorium is going to be more expensive. Guaranteed. Why would someone do this? Well, I speculate that, and it's related to the introduction of the Ultimate Editions, too. I think they're not following the traditional gacha model, but the monetization, they're trying to reach into the kind of monetization that you see in a Diablo Immortal, where it's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, and no matter how deep you go, there's more you can spend. Like someone has perceived that at the top levels of the game, they haven't maxed the spend. So they need to fleece people more. They need to further differentiate who's got the money and who doesn't. The problem, of course, is that the difference between Diablo Immortal and War Robots is that Diablo Immortal is a good game made by competent people who can fix it when it breaks, and they can ban hackers, and they can actually rewrite their code when it's bad. And War Robots is a good game made by incompetents who somehow managed to stumble into this magic formula, and since then have consistently over time tried to kill it. And this may be their successful run. Let's continue on with some of the changes here. Mothership rebalance and turrets. The thing you notice is that all the shielding turrets and motherships are getting limitations on their Aegis shields from infinite, essentially, to the end of the match, now down to 20 seconds. But the Frozen Scorn is getting its effect increased. The duration is increased by a second, and the dot duration is increased by a second. So everything is nerfed on the motherships for shields, but the Frozen Scorn gets buffed a little bit. I don't know why. I personally haven't had a giant problem, because there are things that go through shields. Like, who cares how long the Aegis lasts when most of the people are running the melee weapons that go through shields? It's just dumb. It's a dumb, meaningless change. I think it's just the only reason it's here is to distract you from the next thing. There's one more important change coming in 9.3. It will no longer be possible to unequip a turret and store it in the inventory. When you replace a turret, the current equipped one will be discarded automatically. I think that means destroyed. So basically, you can't experiment with turrets anymore, because if you put it in and you want to take it off, you can't. It's going to be destroyed by whatever you put on it. This is a purely anti-player decision. There's no you notice there's no rationalization paragraph for this one. Like the rest, we want gold to be for this and not for this, and we can get back to its original meaning. They have no explanation here, because there is no explanation. This is just straight anti-player. They want to charge you more, because they want to sell you more turrets for upgrade tokens, and they want to sell you the upgrade tokens for their regular price between $8 and $24, depending on the offer you get. There's nothing they could say. They don't say anything because there's nothing they could say. To their slight credit, they've realized their decision is indefensible and are not attempting to defend it. This is pure anti-player fleecing. And how long before they start making these decisions with mods or weapons or drones? There's no reason to do it except to reduce experimentation. And experimentation is the heart of the joy of war robots. Making ridiculous combinations of weapons and mods and motherships and turrets is what War Robots is for. You know, if you can't play with your toy robots, right? If you can't take the parts apart and put them together, we have a very different game, and it's not a game that attracts me personally. I don't think it's going to attract a lot of people. So let's go back to the hangar now and just take a moment to talk about the implications here. So let's talk about the implications of this 9.3 thing, because I watched an Adrian stream where Adrian was talking through the implications and what is going on right now in War Robots. Let's take a quick look around at the content creators. Adrian has come out and openly said he does not play this game for fun anymore. He plays Fortnite for fun, because this game is not fun because of all the hackers, right? Manny is making videos about Armored Core 6. So you've got the two biggest content creators immortalized as pilots who are both moving away from War Robots because War Robots is not fun. What does Pixonic do? They come out with the announcement that they're going to make it more expensive. Where's this energy for rewriting their netcode to stop hackers? Like, where is this energy for actually fixing the economy? Like, this is not going to fix it. This is going to make it worse. There is no energy for that. Pixonic and its owners do not seem to care that the game is not in a sustainable state technologically, because the hackers are continuing. I get people who sell hacks posting comments on my videos, promoting their hacks. That's how utterly incompetent Pixonic has been. Although, as a side note, it is funny that I see so many people who are in the content creator program, and again, for people who are new here, I'm not one of them, not part of that program. But I see people who are in that program who are doing giveaways who have quit the game. But they're like, well, I want to support people who still play it, so I'll do the giveaway. So Pixonic has people who have made videos saying, I'm not playing anymore because the game is bad for you. Essentially, it's a good game, but it's managed so poorly, it's not good to invest your time in or money in. And Pixonic still has them as partners doing giveaways for the poor people who are still stuck into this loop. Like all of us. Or most of us, I should say. Shout out to everybody who's quit the game and still watching. I appreciate you. Yeah. Now, when your biggest promoters of the game are all saying we don't want to play it for fun and we want to move away from it. In fact, what does that tell you? And Adrian proposed something that I think we should think about, which is the people who make videos on war robots protesting by, for a week, just playing something else. Not putting out any new videos about war robots, putting videos out about competitor games to send a message that we want war robots to fix itself. As salty as I am and as toxic as I can be, and I know I am straight up MOBA level toxic. You never really lose that after you've been inculcated into that mindset. I know I'm that level of toxic, but I also love this game and want it to survive and want it to thrive, and that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. This game it's getting more aggressively monetized, even while the fundamental rot of bad matchmaking, unlimited hackers, and predatory economy continues unabated. And the hackers are, Adrian's big thing is the hackers, and Adrian's right in that there are so many hackers at the top level of the game that it's hard to feel good about the outcome of any game. It's like you really need to go over the final scores with a fine-tooth comb, because when you win, you don't know that it wasn't because there was a hacker teammate, and when you lose, you don't know that it wasn't because there's a hacker opponent. And if you can't feel good about winning or losing, what is the point of this game? If you can't take robots apart freely and retrain pilots freely. And retraining pilots is a big deal because a lot of the meme builds require you to go in, like, remember the avalanches and the explosives expert skill? Well, the only way to actually make that good was go in and retrain your pilot to have an explosives expert skill. That cost gold. It costs about like 5,000-ish, maybe. Well, a little bit more than that. I guess it costs about 6,500-ish gold to retrain the pilot to have the explosives expert skill, and then another 6,500 to train it back. Now it's going to cost Memorium to do that, and if Memorium is priced like the microchips are priced, I'm not going to do it. I'm paying for all these things, out of my pocket like everybody else. I'm not going to spend that kind of money for a meme. Who is? I guess, Adrian is, except he's not doing it because he loves it. He's doing it because he feels like he has an obligation to his audience. So, yeah, it's really depressing news. I don't know what's going on in terms of if there's going to be a boycott. I don't know what's going to go on in terms of there being content creators showing something else. I think the one thing I'm sure of is a lot of people are going to walk away. And you can see on the Reddit post, like, people are not loving it. People are going to leave. And this player base, I'm already seeing experts in my Champion League matches. So what does that mean? What is the point at some, we're getting to the point where, like, I don't understand how the people who make this game think it's going to be sustained. And one of the funny things is, there's so many hackers, I'm not convinced they've caught all the resource hacks. They caught one on Android recently, well, semi-recently. I'm guessing that there's more. And so I'm guessing that they're making these higher price points that people aren't then paying with actual money. And they're still not bothering to rewrite the code they need to rewrite. They're trying to do after-the-fact patches. The way they're catching cheaters right now, as rarely as they do, is looking for movement hacks. But movement hacks aren't the only things being hacked. There's lots of other hacks. If you don't believe me, check the comments of a lot of my videos, because people selling the hacks are going to be in them selling their hacks. And I try to squash those, but I'm not perfect. So, yeah, I'm sorry there's no bright spot there. But I do have some bright spots in some gameplay I want to show you. And the second one is really an unusual achievement where I got living legends in 2 different robots, neither one being a Titan. I am sure that there will be people in the comments complaining that, well, of course you got it in this robot because that robot's really strong, or this other robot's really strong. And I've noticed that about some of the salty comments I get. I get a lot of salty comments, and then I can't be salty back because YouTube has told me, like, you can't be salty or we're going to demonetize you. So, like, all right, Dad. But the level of the comment's funny because no matter what you run, no matter what it is, if it's not like a Cossack, someone's going to say, yeah, well, of course, it's OP, you know. And they'll be like, well, you know, of course you got something in the Behemoth because the Reapers are too powerful. Or, of course you got it in the Nether. Of course you got it in the Ophion. Of course you got it in the Ultimate Ares. Of course you got it in the Baihu Links. Hey, man, why don't you just tell me the robots I'm allowed to get Living Legends in, okay? Why don't you make a list of the robots that, like, it's... And I don't want to, like, big-time people here. I don't want big-time people here. But most of the people who leave comments like that are in Diamond 3 League, and, you know, my worst game is better than their best game, but they got strong feelings about what it's like to be in Champion League and how easy it is to do things in Champion League. I assure you, it's harder than you think. I assure you, it's harder than you think. That said, let's get into some gameplay. Wait, first, let's just appreciate the Ultimate Ares for a minute. I know it's not part of anything. Let's just have a look at this thing. This is magnificent. I'm sorry for all the depressing things we've talked about. This was like the fever dream of robots 7 years ago. This is a robot, like the first time you assemble it, you have to change your pants. I'm sorry. You know, whatever else may be true, at least that's gorgeous. All right, let's get into some gameplay here. They're both great games, but the second one is the one I've been describing special, so make sure you stay around till the end, and let's get to it. Okay, we're here in Yamantau. As you know, I'm a big Yamantau fan. I was leaving salty comments and content creators things saying, where's Yamantau? I want my Yamantau. One time Adrian was like, well, yeah, they're working on it. That's why they added Moss to Dead City in the meantime. And I'm like, Moss is alive. It's a dead city. What? You're delaying Yamantau so you can spend more time undermining the core concept of what you built. I question your choices. I question your commitment to sparkle motion. So I'm looking for angles. I'm just hitting map here. I got a little bit of chipped off a little bit of health there, but I'm hitting map. Trying to see anything. I can't get anything. We got an Erebus down there, I think. Yeah, that's an Erebus from Mr. X YouTube. If I remember, I'll try to find and link your channel. Oh, that's a Scorpion. I try to get some shots on the Scorpion. I nick him, but I don't get him down. I see they've got the Crisis over there. I feel like I can get that Erebus, but I just can't. The Erebus is like in a claw machine right now, you know? I'm sure I can grab that teddy bear, but I'm not getting that teddy bear. So I guess kudos to Mr. X for his good defensive play, because an Erebus of any kind versus a Reaper Behemoth, that Reaper Behemoth would be eating it. And yet he survives, yet he persists. So I know they've got a Crisis Reaper on the other side. I see him above there, yeah. And I'd like to get some shots on him, but he's using his cover pretty effectively. I hit him a couple times. Get him most of the way down, but not all the way. And I'm so frustrated right now. I'm just like, this team is counterplaying me way too well. I'm seeing not a lot. I see, like, can I get this Demeter? Well, I can take him down, but I don't even get him to his last stand. And I'm trying to watch. I keep going back to try to watch that Crisis. That Crisis is going to come for me at some point. And I just need to keep... That's why I just used my Quantum Radar. I had a feeling he was coming out, and he did come out, hit me a few times. I think I knocked his shield down. I don't think I hit him too hard. So I'm walking back towards this pillar because I want to make the angle that he has to come out at after me bigger. Like, basically, my goal in walking to the right here is, initially, my goal is I wanted him to have to go further out from his cover to shoot at me. Commit more deeply so that I'd have time to shoot at him. I did see there's 3 reds coming up this ramp, and I'm waiting for them to come up. I thought I might try some shots in the Erebus, but I saw these 3 reds are coming up the ramp here. And come up the ramp they do, so I turn my guns because they don't necessarily know that I'm here. But Kepri's about to find out. Yeah, Kepri knows I'm here. We've got a mostly damaged Demeter and a very annoying Needle Lynx. A lot of team support here, but that Lynx is a very strong build because I'm running one, I know. And he's focusing me, focusing me, focusing me. Teammates managed to do the job. Good job saving the sniper, although it took most of the team. But I have my 4 weapons, and I've got a Paladin Mothership, so I'm not too upset. I feel like that was a good... Like we punished their attempt. There's a Scorpion I managed to chip. I'm just chipping. For some reason, I can't take out Scorpions today. I'm just chipping at them. Getting shot at by this Typhon down here with, looks like radiation weapons. And it's a cruel angler. Do some damage to him. But I'm not getting any kills, and a Rook is now going to shoot me in the face. So I'm floating to the right, but this is not looking promising for me or my teammates right now. We've got Titans coming after us. This was an accident. I fell down into this ramp and managed to get confronted with a Rook in the face. So this is not great. I don't want to drop the Titan yet, so I take out Ophidian, the kind of anti-Titan robot here, and go for the Rook. Questionable choice because with those shields, how much can I really do? So I back off. Now we're getting 4-capped, and they've got a beacon advantage and a beacon bar advantage. I can't see anything I can do over there. I've got my teammates dropping in to help with this Rook. Let's focus the Rook, I'd say. And so the Rook is focused. Very strong robot, but in the face of overwhelming odds, he throws me across the map. Now, I've sailed some places, and I've flown some places, but I don't remember going this far, and I realized I've landed into a very unfortunate position. I don't know how much he intended that, or it's a happy consequence, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the team, including 2 Titans on me. Not much I can do there, but with my ability on cooldown. So I say, okay, it's time to drop the Rook. It's time to drop the big boy. Let's try to turn this tide. And the Indra is the first... I'll wait. No, I'll wait. The Indra is the first to feel that wrath with a Titan Slayer. And I do feel like this Rook is not long for this world. I'm getting focused by 3 Titans right now. Luchador helpfully decides there's too much opposition coming his way. I could go for the Aether there. Aether's looking for a place to run. And I throw myself, but completely fail to get anywhere near him. It does at least turn some of the attention of their team towards me. And we are now taking center beacon as I do this, but unfortunately, that Aether played better than I did and was gone. I come back to home, and again, another Lynx trying to take our home? What is this strategy? Is this the only thing people know how to do? Lynx takes home? And I think he's going to run off and back off, but he just sort of like waits for his shield to regenerate a little bit, I guess. Nope, it's still red. Well, I don't have a Quantum Raider on this bot, but if I can stay back, his shotguns can just power my shield, and I can just use that and some ultimate Orkans to punish him for the attempt. Though it was, in fact, the Retribution ability, and look at that on the thing, the Retribution ability on the ultimate Ares took him out. Might be the first time I've done that with this robot. Okay. Ooh. Absorber versus Absorber. He decides he doesn't want to try that trade and leaves me to the Feather Destrier. And if there was ever a bad matchup for a Feather Destrier, it's an ultimate Orkan, ultimate Ares. Ophidian hides from me behind a building, but my teammate he couldn't hide from. They've got a substantial beacon bar advantage and a substantial beacon advantage. Well, I guess 3 to 2 is substantial enough. But they have the beacon advantage and the substantial beacon bar advantage. Let's try to get our secondary back. Another lynx. This build is everywhere. It is so annoying. I have one. I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses here. It uses phase shift to take advantage of the phase shift and the stealth. And hey, I managed to get the kill. But my reward is I get to fight a luchador now. Well, that is a bit too tall of an order for one Ultimate Aries. You did well, Mr. Aries. Well, now I have 2 annoying builds. The Needle Nether and the Stake Lynx. And I go for the Stake Lynx, and let's return some of this noise. They kept throwing this build at me over and over and over again on home raids. Let's throw this build back at them for a little while. Not a good matchup for a Fafnir. When your Absorber Shield is your defense, going up against a bot that goes through shields is not going to help you. You notice I got the roulette drone here too, which means I'm going to do more damage coming out of stealth. Flip the beacon. Yeah, it's flipped. Okay, now I don't need to be there anymore. I don't need to be fighting that Ether right now. Let's go for their secondary. And what do I find? A Behemoth. With 2 Punchers and 2 Devastators? That's... Sure, okay, maybe, why not? Alright. So I snuggle up on it because, you know, classic Behemoth wisdom. Make it point downward, and it can't quite do that before my execute gets it. And now I'm going to push up on the Ether. Oh, it's gone. We're down to our last robot, the Needle Nether. But we have a 4 cap. We have a sliver of beacon bar left. Not much there. But we seem to have a 1-player advantage. Can we press it? Is the question. This guy has been shooting at me. Thank goodness our teammate in the annoying Lynx build took him out. And I'm just trying to avoid the Aether's weapons, because this is my last robot. I got to be a little careful. And we've got a 5 cap. That is going to be a tough thing to overcome. In fact, it's impossible. So heck of a come from behind there, I would say. Take a look at the scoreboard. Seven kills, 4 beacons, 6.9 million damage. That's the second place performance. You'll see. It was all over the place here. We had a lot of support all the way down. But that was an exciting come from behind, and I don't normally run through the whole hangar, so I thought that would be fun to take a look at. So that's game 1. Let's get into game 2. Alright, we are here on Canyon. And you know what I gotta do. You know, it was never in doubt. There was no question at any point. Reaper Behemoth coming out first. I've been going right lately because you see there's the Prisma Behemoth, and I'm kind of like, I don't know why he's snuggling me. I was leaving him the traditional sniping spot back there and doing something a little bit less traditional. You know, I've got a nice long range. I don't need to stand under the cover necessarily. Give that to somebody who's got an 800 meter range. I'm looking for angles, but I'm kind of new to this open kind of sniping, so not necessarily finding ones. Did get a chance to take out an aggressive, what I think was a nether there. And I'm watching the slow process of the Skyros. The Skyros feel like their job is to come take out behemoths, and it's just not generally a good thing. It's not going to work if the behemoth sees you in almost any case, and what a shock, it didn't work. That's the 1,000,000th Skyros to fail to take out a behemoth. Ah, these are always nice. When you can take a weather chicken out of the air is a good day. Opening the day with fried chicken is a good breakfast. And now I see a Feather Destry or a Seraph. I don't know how the Seraphs keep getting work here, because the Seraphs are not very strong in the PvP game. In PvE, Seraphs are kind of what you want. You can really mop up those fighters with its ability, but PvP, I just don't see the charm. And right now, I'm feeling like I kind of wish I had gone to my normal kind of sniper nest there, because I'm not getting a lot of kills here. 3 kills, but it's been like almost a minute and a half. I should have like 6 kills by now. Oh, Nether thinks he's clever. Let's give him something to think about. Oh, my friend with the prisma is finding out that that was the wrong place to stand, but let's help him out. Let's help him out, yeah. Get ourselves a rampage and save our brother Behemoth. Good choice. And is that another feather destrier? What is the... No, it's a rook. Oh, that's scary. I don't want to mess with that. Let's see what's going on the left. You know, even the Reaper... There's a godlike for the Reaper Behemoth, but even the Reaper shooting into the rook by itself doesn't do anything. And this thing will take out luchadors in 3 or 4 rounds. But the rook, it just doesn't do enough damage. And uh-oh, Nether snuck up on me. And gave me a Beyond Godlike. Thank you for that, Mr. Nether. It's tough if you can't push up on the Reaper. And there's the first living legend here. If you can't push up against the Reaper Behemoth, you're kind of in trouble. The nice thing for people who want to take out... Oh, living legend number 2. Uh-oh. I got the Rook's attention. Let me crawl into this bridge and see if I can get a few more shots off. The nice thing about the Reaper for people who want to take out these Behemoths is that it's called back to the old days where if you snuggle it, he can't actually hit you. So snuggle up on the Behemoth if you want to take it out. Don't stand next to it. If the Reaper can get you in its sights, it will take you out. So, making Rook my second choice, and I'm feeling pretty confident. I've got a health advantage here. I've got a good Titan build on the pilot. I flipped the beacon, but I was not paying close enough attention, because something got me. So, Ophion here, with the ultimate pulsars, and am I not handsome? Hawk just doesn't want to look at me. Looking at me now. There's kill number 1, and we're going to flip the beacon. We've got choices. We could go attack their home, but I'm going to go for their secondary because it looks empty. And one thing you'll notice about the Ophion's movement that you don't necessarily appreciate super much until you're playing it is it I don't know, undulates, it pendulates. It speeds up and slows down depending on how the tail is swishing. So it's another robot with curious kind of movement tactics. And I'm not feeling good about holding this right now because we've got a Luchador and a Rook, but I do have the anti-Titan ability. Let's see if I can't... Oh, there we go, Titan Slayer. That's number 1. Now we've got some more help here. We've got 2 Indras. So, felt pretty confident pushing in there, even though that's dangerous. And, oh, Miramitz is not going to like what's about to happen here. Because we've got the Quantum Radar. I want him to go up and try to get away from me so I can use the Quantum Radar. If he doesn't give me the satisfaction, I don't get the kill there. Weather Chicken. Sorry, not Weather Chicken. Feather Destrier up in the air. Oh, now the Weather Chicken's up in the air. Feather Destrier hits the ground. And then hit the ground a second time. Triple kill. Trying to press their home here with my buddy Indra pressing in. I don't actually have to take the home. I can focus on getting this Weather Chicken down. And I do not want to see him fly again. There's the Rampage. My buddy gets the home. Looking at a 5 cap with some contested beacons involved. Weather Chicken. Not the bot I would want to be here because they're going to clearly have the pilot that shoots through my shield. So even if I go up, I'm taking shield damage. Oh, a little Scorpion action. That's an easy kill for the Ophion in the air. There goes the Godlike. Indra, not a fan of what just went down, links me. Backing up to break the chain, and the friendly Indra sneaks in from behind, getting some support there from the Nether, but I get the Titan Slayer. Flipped his beacon back, and they are meching. Tyr, always happy to see a classic off-meta bot, but unfortunately this Tyr is going to be crying because I can't let it not get blown up just on the basis of its classic status. And there is Living Legend in the second robot for this game, but the last Living Legend I'm going to get, I think, because they're running out of players to attack. And there's the last lonely Rook holding on to our secondary. Was it worth it after all? And that is game. I can't think of the last time I had a living legend on 2 different bots in the same game. Kind of unusual, but I'm happy to do it. Happy to have that. And it was very low damage for 15 kills, 4.8 million. Let's take a look at the rest of the scoreboard. You can see top guy on their side had a 10.9 million game with 13 kills. I only did 4.8 with 15 kills. And I think that has to be a reflection, honestly, of we just had beefier bots. Like, I would have loved to get 15 kills and do 10.9 million, but, you know, if I got 4.8 killing 15, and I'm top damage on my side, I think that just means there wasn't enough there for me to shoot at. So that's game number 2. I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. If you're a dog or cat at home alone, I'm sure you're a good puppy or kitty, and your owners will be bringing you a treat really soon. Later.